The lights of Nairobi's entertainment scene have always shone brightly on Kevin Bahati, from his humble gospel beginnings to becoming one of Kenya's most celebrated and most controversial musicians. Bahati has always carried two things with him: talent and noise. But this time the noise is different. This time the storm is bigger than a song, bigger than a pledge, bigger than the gossip. This time the storm has a name, and that name is Diana Marua. Because as Bahati trends once again for all the wrong reasons, explicit music, broken promises, and accusations of clout chasing, the finger of blame has turned, not towards Bahati himself, but towards the woman closest to him, his wife, his manager, and his partner in fame, Diana. So tonight we ask, is Diana Marua to blame for the Bahati we see today? It began with a comeback. After a year of silence, Bahati returned to the music scene in September 2025 with a track called Seti. His fans had waited, hoping for another heartfelt ballad, another gospel-inspired anthem, or at least something that could unite families around his voice once again. Instead, what they got was something entirely different. The video was provocative, the lyrics dripping with innuendo, the visuals bold, colorful, unapologetically explicit. It was a Bahati fans had never seen before. Social media erupted instantly. "This isn't the Bahati we knew," one fan tweeted. "He's finished," cried another. But some defended him, saying, "An artist must evolve. Bahati is just growing." The country split into two camps, those who were horrified and those who were intrigued. And in the middle of it all, silence from Diana. But silence never lasts long in the Bahati household. An hour after Seti dropped, Diana Marua broke her silence with a statement that shocked fans even more than the song itself. She wrote, "While I respect my husband's journey as an artist, my focus is different. Out of respect for my family, my partners, and the people who look up to me, I will not be involved in the direction Bahati has recently taken in music." In that moment, Diana drew a line in the sand. She separated her brand from his. She distanced herself from his music. She left Bahati to face the storm alone. But critics didn't buy it. "If Diana is his manager, his advisor, and his wife," one fan posted, "then how can she suddenly act innocent? She has been there every step of the way. If Bahati is sinking, Diana's fingerprints are on the wheel." And so the blame shifted. Bahati was not just controversial anymore. Diana was now seen as the architect behind the chaos. But the fire had already been lit before Seti. Let's rewind to August 2025. Harambee Stars had just defeated Morocco in a historic match. The nation was celebrating. Bahati and Diana, ever present in the spotlight, stood before cameras and pledged 1 million shillings to the team. The fans cheered. Social media praised them. Bahati and Diana basked in the glory of generosity. But weeks passed, months passed, the money never came. The pledge turned from a promise into a scandal. And once again Diana's name came up. Because she was not just Bahati's wife, she was his partner in every move, his co-signatory in every public stunt. Critics asked, why would Diana stand by his side when he promised money he didn't deliver? Why did she enjoy the spotlight then but stay quiet when questions were asked? The scandal grew when Bahati defended himself, claiming CAF rules had blocked him from reaching the players, and that attempts to coordinate with FKF's McDonald Mariga had failed. And then, almost mockingly, Bahati flaunted stacks of cash on camera, bragging that he spends 3 million shillings every week. It was the worst kind of optics, pledging money to heroes, failing to deliver, then showing off wealth in the faces of disappointed fans. And behind the scenes, people whispered again, Diana should have advised him better. To understand why so many people blame Diana, we need to understand her role in Bahati's life. Diana is not just his wife. She is also his manager, his brand partner, his social media collaborator, and the co-star of their reality show. For years, Bahati and Diana have built an empire together, an empire of music, YouTube content, family vlogs, endorsements, and appearances. Where Bahati goes, Diana is usually there. When Bahati sings, Diana dances beside him. When Bahati trends, Diana tweets. When Bahati promises, Diana smiles in the background. Their fame has never been separate. It has always been joined at the hip. So when Diana suddenly claims she is not involved in Bahati's new direction, fans roll their eyes because how can the co-pilot jump out of the plane mid-flight and say, "This crash is not my responsibility"? The fan reactions tell the story best. On TikTok, one creator mocked Diana, lip-syncing her distancing statement while holding stacks of fake money. The caption read, "When you enjoy the hype but run when it backfires." On Twitter, a fan wrote, "Diana is Bahati's biggest blessing and his biggest curse. She built him up but she's also tearing him down." On Instagram, another wrote, "Diana made Bahati a reality star, not a musician. That's why his music is collapsing." And on YouTube, comment sections filled with heated debates. Some fans argued Diana pushed Bahati into clout chasing, using controversy to trend rather than substance to inspire. Others said she abandoned him in his lowest moment, choosing to protect her brand instead of standing by her man. And a few dared to suggest that maybe Diana enjoys the chaos, because every controversy makes them trend higher, boosting both of their names. Of course, Bahati did not stay quiet. He fired back on social media with defiant words, "Simlisema mumemis ngoma zangu, kwani makosa iko wapi tena? This content is not for children, it's 18 plus, wacheni kunijudge. You don't understand blessings." His tone was sharp, unapologetic, almost mocking. He leaned into the controversy, flaunting cash, defending his choices, and telling fans to accept his evolution. But to many, the real question wasn't about Bahati's words, it was about Diana's silence. Because if Bahati had spoken boldly, why hadn't Diana stood beside him? Had she lost control of the brand she built? Or had she deliberately thrown him under the bus to save her own? And this is where the narrative turns into something bigger than just one couple. The Bahati-Diana storm raises questions about celebrity, partnership, and responsibility. When a husband and wife build a brand together, who takes the blame when it breaks? If Bahati is the face but Diana is the strategist, do they not share the same accountability? Can Diana really wash her hands of Bahati's controversies when she has been there for every photo shoot, every vlog, every promise, and every pledge? And if Bahati has truly lost his way, trading gospel inspiration for explicit clout, then who was whispering in his ear, encouraging the stunts, chasing the trends, and cashing the checks? More and more fans answer with one word: Diana. And so here we are. Bahati continues to trend, Seti racks up views even as criticism pours in. The Harambee Stars still wait for their 1 million, fans still argue, hashtags still fly. But beneath it all, a story has formed. A story not about music, but about power. Not about talent, but about influence. Bahati may be the one singing, but Diana, many believe, is the one writing the script. Maybe she pushed him into it. Maybe she abandoned him when it went wrong. Maybe she's playing the game smarter than all of us, letting Bahati take the heat while she quietly secures her own future. Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear. In Kenya today, Bahati cannot be spoken of without Diana. His success is hers, his scandals are hers, and his downfall may also be hers. Because in the storm of Bahati's controversy, one question will always linger. Did Bahati lose himself, or did Diana lead him astray?